To start things off, I do want to take this moment to wish all of our veterans a very happy Veterans Day and say thank you from the bottom of our heart for your service.
Yeah,
That's right.
Especially these two in the room with us.
Absolutely.
I love these
Guess
men.
what I did at 10 o'clock?
This morning?
Yeah.
Oh.
I went.
I have no idea.
No.
I was going to tell you how much I love you,
Hey,
but go ahead.
Grant Taylor took me over, and we gave a veteran a brand new house.
Oh, that's awesome.
What?
And it was, yeah.
A house?
Yeah.
That's
him
what's
and his
up.
wife, Kevin and Jennifer is their name.
Awesome.
Then they was in Texas. They moved here, and I wish I remember who built it, but they built them a house and just gave it to them today.
That's what's up. Hey, look, for that one, hit that bell. You ain't even, look at
There
that.
you go, boys.
I'll take that.
Yeah. But anyway, it was really good, everybody. So even the man that was in charge of the veterans from our governor come up,
Good. That's
and
awesome.
spoke. So it was cool. It really was.
Well, one thing for sure, we don't ever repay that debt. So,
That's it.
thank y'all from the bottom of our heart. Happy Veterans Day to the veterans and their families. And, well, let's get into it.
That's it.
Stone,
Well.
I hear you've got a new house guest, don't you?
Oh yeah. Well, that was we had a little action, I guess you could say, at the house. My wife, she's a little jumpy. She
She hates a snake. I know that.
So Bullfrog has been known to be a sort of a trickster of sorts.
She hung around with Willie too much.
I think we all know who she hangs around with, and it ain't Willie. But so my youngest daughter, Sage, she takes jiu-jitsu. She's 7. So I bought her this grappling dummy because she keeps trying her moves out, her chokes and submissions on her little cousins, and that hadn't gone over too well.
She's winning the fights, though, isn't she?
So, So I tell the other kids, look, y'all got to learn how to defend and escape before you can do anything. Just sit there and get choked out. She'll choke them till they tap.
And if they don't tap, they're going to pass out.
Well, that's right. Well, she ain't quite strong enough for that.
Stay away from that house.
So anyway, I told the wife, I said, I'm going to get one of them little grappling dummies. I don't know, have y'all ever seen one of those things?
No, you need to bring
See
it.
if you can find a picture of one.
I think so. You need to
I
bring it
Johnny D.
so I can get a picture of it.
So,
Visual. Oh, okay.
like this?
yeah. So, it looks just like that. Got a target on his head. That's what he looks like. So
I like that.
You stuff him with clothes and towels or whatever. But anyways, so
There's a scarecrow.
yeah. So you practice your submissions and chokes and stuff on him instead of other humans.
On
lot,
the kids.
lot safer.
Instead of terrorizing the neighborhood kids.
That's right. So I bought one of those things, and Bullfrog named him Jimmy Dawn.
Old Jimmy Don from Downsville.
Old Jimmy Don from Calhoun.
Jimmy Dawn. She said Jimmy Dawn.
Jimmy Dawn.
D-A-W-N, not D-O-N. Anyways, old Jimmy Dawn, he done took a butt whooping, son. I'm talking about he has been beat and choked and submitted. So, anyways, I was sitting in the living room and I heard my wife just let out a scream. Holler, and then she gets to, I'm talking about, she's hollering. and she don't ever holler.
Nan is very cool all the time.
Yeah. So I go in there, and she says, oh, somebody's in the bathroom. I open the door of the bathroom, and there's old Jimmy Dawn sitting on the toilet. And that door is close quarters, so you open that door, it's right there in your face. And Bullfrog was hiding around the corner. She was laying down on the floor laughing. She was doing one of them laughs like you talking about that don't make no sound.
Yeah.
She was, and she said, I thought Daddy was going to be the one to open the door, but that's even better. But anyways, old Jimmy Dawn just scared the ever-loving out of my wife.
Oh boy, I can't wait to talk to Dan about this.
Yeah, because I can't imagine Anna yelling.
Oh, she screamed top of her lungs.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, but I told Bullfrog, I said, well, you gotta be careful, see, because your mama just had one of them bidets installed, and
I converted another.
you didn't convert me.
I got the Stone family.
Oh boy.
So my wife went to visit her cousin over at one of them dashers, and they had one of them sprayers.
All I'm saying is, it's not just for you. It is for your lady as well.
But so when you sit on it, it's got a sensor.
Heated seat, baby.
It heats up the toilet seat.
You need one side.
So I
That's the
told
last thing I
No,
need.
see, because look, why would you want? There's nothing. I've never once sat down on a toilet and wished it was warm. Because if it
Have
was
you-
warm,
you know
there
somebody
was a
done been-
problem.
That's because you've never sat on a warm toilet.
No, I have,
It's better.
and I stuck to it. Like
Oh,
I'm saying, no, I've sat on a warm toilet. It's not good. Like that makes me cringe. See, part of the deal that makes you go quick, your butt hits that seat and it's cold. You out of
you
there.
ready to get up?
Boom.
I will say, my wife had the heat up way too high at one point on ours, and it wasn't pleasant. It was too hot.
And that encourages you sitting there
So
even
you got
longer.
scalded.
Yeah. No,
See,
I was
that
like,
encourages a longer seating experience.
Yeah, I
which
was fixing that because hey, this
I
is-
think
this
Preparation
is supposed
H
to
must
be
have designed that.
leisure time. Okay.
The longer you sit there, the bigger chance you got for hemorrhoids. Everybody know that.
That's right. But
that's where I get most of my work done. Most of the emails read on this show.
Which is why I don't ask
Wait,
to ever use
wait.
your phone.
while the bidet is going.
No, no,
no.
just the heated seat.
Oh, okay.
Just early in the morning, I wake up, I do some stretches, go outside, hit the punching bag, go sit on the toilet, weigh myself first,
That's
go
it.
sweat,
There you
then
go.
sit on the
You
toilet,
Keep doing that.
and then weigh myself after just for fun. See how much weight
That's
I can
too
lose.
much. That's
Ow.
too much. Once a day is plenty. But anyways, I told Bullfrog, I said, you gotta be careful putting old Jimmy Dawn on that bidet seat, because that sensor would make that seat hot. No, Jimmy Dawn made out of cloth, you know.
Catch
he
on
liable to catch
Oh,
fire,
Jimmy
and
don't burn up.
burn the house down, you know.
That is funny.
It was boy, it was something. Now, I ain't seen that since that time the snake got in the house.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had a snake in your house?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had one in the warehouse one time. Anna left for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't come back.
She said I ain't, and she almost quit.
"Yeah, come on, I ain't working
In
that."
this warehouse?
The one down the
No,
street.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
She left for 3 days. She couldn't handle it.
no.
She said every time I pulled back up here, I thought I was going to open that door. That snake was. She just didn't leave.
If
turn
she
around, go
saw
home.
a snake on the TV, she'd get up and leave.
She a little
I agree
jumpy.
with that, though.
Well, don't
I mean,
like 'em either.
There was a snake in the tour, and I just went and stood on a table until Martin came and got it,
Yeah, that's a true statement too.
just in case.
Yeah,
I wouldn't told nobody that.
I'm
Yeah.
fine. Everybody knew that about me anyway.
I think we put it on Instagram anyway.
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it's been out there. That's so. Does I guess Anna doesn't watch Yellowstone then, huh?
Oh, that's one of her favorite shows. It's a crude show.
What she
but boy,
what
it's
she
a
do
good one.
last night when they threw that old rattlesnake on that boy's face?
Oh, they
no.
got a new season already.
Started last night.
Spoiler alert.
Did he bite
For
him?
what?
Did he bite him?
They have spent $100 million on marketing, letting you know that November 7th was the day
No.
it was coming back.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was gonna be a. I don't watch that show. I got
Oh,
off of it.
no, that's fantastic.
I watched a couple episodes and was like, I don't get it.
I like it. It's a-
I'm different.
what do
though.
you mean? It's Game of Thrones set in Montana.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
no Game of Thrones.
You didn't? Yeah, you did. Shut up. Get out of here.
You're
He's
this is a
pulling your
Christian
leg.
show, sir.
Yeah,
He's pulling your leg.
yeah.
I ain't pulling nobody's leg.
I watched the Saints get beat by the Falcons yesterday, and that was all I watched on TV.
Yeah, you probably ought to
Well,
get
I
used to that
watched
for the rest of this
I
year.
watched the Chiefs beat the Packers.
There you go.
The Chiefs
Pitiful game.
beat the Packers.
It was a pitiful
I
game.
did. I
Well,
did
you know what? I don't watch any kind of
ball
ball
play.
playing
Any ball
of
playing,
any
boy.
type.
You know what?
Unless you went 15-0, Stone said, I'm out.
That's
No.
it.
It won't get no better than this right
That's
here.
it.
I'm out.
And then when everybody started taking a knee, I said, "No, sir.
He gone.
I'll never watch again."
I did quote you the other night. Allison was like, "Are you gonna watch the football game?" I didn't even know who was playing. I said, "Nah, I quit watching ball playing of any sorts yesterday." Then I got back on it for the Saints, and I was like,
No, but that old Jimmy Dawn episode, that was that
"Yeah, I
was a
need
good
to
one.
borrow that."
And then my friend's little girl, nurseman's little girl, Bullfrog was telling the story, She said, yeah, I put old Jimmy down on Mama's bidet. It scared her half to death. She hollered and screamed. And that little girl said, well, what's a bidet? She said, oh, that's just something sprays water up your butt. Mama got. And she said, do what?
You're very clean.
Right.
It's a cleanliness factor,
what?
Mark.
Stone, you didn't have a male child, but you do have a middle son. I'll give you that.
Oh, I know it, boy. She's something else. She's funny. She got that Robertson blood is strong in her.
Hard to get it out.
Well,
of
you know
somebody.
what? Veterans make all that possible for us to have grappling dummies and throw them and scare your mama and all
I was
that.
wondering where you were
So,
going with that.
That's what I'm saying. Look, if you didn't have that, it wouldn't be a free world. You wouldn't be able to do stuff like that to your mama. So,
Thank
again,
God.
thank you, veterans. Let's take our first break. We'll be back right after this. And it's backed by
35 years of research and development, and here's the best part of it all, boys.
Tell
It's
us.
personally working for you.
Si, I've got a
Perfectly.
trivia question for you. Do you know how many joints are in your body?
That's a good question, and the answer is no, I do not.
360.
That's
almost,
one for every degree.
Really?
Yeah, and one for almost every day of the year.
Yep, maybe, boys.
But you do have 360 joints from your neck down each vertebra in your back to your arms, hips, knees, and feet. That's 360 joints that take a beating with daily activity and aging. That's why your joints hurt constantly and ruin your sleep.
That's right, because
But
of
Si-
inflammation.
But Si, I noticed the other day on my couch, it didn't ruin your sleep at all, did it?
That's it. Hey,
And why?
Hey, because I take 2 a day, boys.
How many?
2 a day.
2 Omega,
Omega
XLs a day.
XLs 2 a day, and you can take up to 6.
There you
Take
go.
as many as
When
you
we're
can.
young and healthy, our
That's
bodies
right.
produce SPMs. That's
Like me.
nature's way of keeping joints healthy.
I need
But as
Omega
we
XL.
age, we don't produce enough SPMs, which could be why Si was in so
That's
much
it, boys.
pain. Omega XL can restore your SPMs and rejuvenate joints and muscles so that you can move like when you were young. You're going to need that if you wear that
That's
bod.
it.
huh?
I call them
When
my
you
first
were young.
responders, boys.
There you go. Order Omega XL right now and get a second bottle for free. Visit OmegaXL.com/
Doc!
That's OmegaXL.com/
Doc!
or call 1-800-844-4888.
88! I get fired up, boys.
1-800-844-4888.
88!
There we go.
That's it,
That's
boys.
all you, not one, but
Call
2.
now, because, hey, the second bottle is free, boys.
Oh, I got that man.
It's Veterans Day, Si.
I know.
It's Veterans Day. We're celebrating veterans. And I remember, when I was growing up, I don't remember a whole lot about my early childhood, but I remember my Papa Stone was a hard man. World War II vet.
The greatest generation.
He was in the Army. He was a grunt, infantry. He was on the second wave on D-Day at Normandy. And boy, I tell you, he didn't like talking about it. He talked about it one time. I worked with him construction one summer. He used to run a motor grader, and he told me the story, and it was really something. He literally lost every friend he had over there. It got so cold, his toenails froze off, his fingernails froze off. He lost all of his sense of taste and smell over there. Got hit with some shrapnel, but you never heard him complain about any of it. All he did was put his nose to the grindstone and work hard, and he expected everybody around him to do the same.
Yep.
And I firmly believe 100% that that's where I get my work ethic. I get up, 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning, and I get after it. And I got that from him. And that the greatest generation of all time, no doubt about it. And most people don't really understand the concept, especially these days. The human race is trending towards entitlement as opposed to
Earning it.
it.
Man, I had a good conversation about that this morning.
Yep.
The difference between deserve and earn.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You deserve what you earn.
Yeah.
Period.
You got to have one with to have the other.
You're not entitled to anything.
No, that's right.
Maybe life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that's in the United States. So if you don't get out and work for it, you don't deserve it, period, in my humble opinion. So, and if you have ever been a part of the military, you know that to be true. You're not given anything, ever. So that's just one of them deals. Like, what's that old guy you said, Earl Pitt said, what makes me so angry, what scalds my hide is when people feel like they're entitled to anything.
Oh, no, yeah.
Anything. So get out and earn it.
Bust your booty.
That's it. Hustle. Get after it.
Since you brought that up, that brought me to mind Mama's younger brother, John. Okay, he was in the Korean War. Okay, and he had a jar sitting on the mantle that was slammed full of shrapnel from whatever blew up, and and you thought when you look at something like just it was jagged, and think about, well, they took that out of my mother's brother. And he fell in love with a Korean woman. Okay, and one of the stories he told me, like you said, most of them didn't talk about it, but he just had it, I guess, on his heart and shared it and said he was a machine gunner. Okay, and he woke up and she was just cutting them down. They was making a charge. He had passed out just from fatigue. So, it's one of them things,
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
No.
What those guys go, and and even in Afghanistan, I mean, it was, I would say it was uncomfortable. It was I would say hairy is a good word. In other words, there were landmines. There was an opposing force, so to speak, but they were more just sneak attacks. They'd launch an RPG over the HESCO every now and then. It wasn't warfare, trench warfare like what was going on in World War II and in Vietnam, and so I couldn't comprehend what those vets back in those days had to go through. It's just not comprehensible to me, and for people to not appreciate that, and
well,
it's almost overwhelming to me when somebody talks down to a veteran, or there's some guys on social media right now that are ex-Navy SEALs that I'm talking about, the 1%ers, the best of all of us. And you have pieces of trash on the internet just trashing them over and over and over. And nothing makes me madder than somebody talking down to a veteran. It's just inconceivable to me.
I'll give you an example. My brother, Phil, in my whole career, I would always take 30 days, and normally I'd come in and spend a little time with Mom and Dad, and then especially when they was living down on the river with Phil, and then I'd spend the rest of it, with my brother. And he never said anything to me about it, one way or the other. I don't remember, I think he was, someone had asked him to go overseas. So he got to go to Omaha Beach, all these places.
Yeah, I remember that. He did that for that documentary he did.
Okay. But anyway, and he actually went to where the Hitler gassed the Jews and everything.
Auschwitz.
Well, when he come back, he told us a little bit about his trip. And he said when he was on the beach, he said he went both places. He went up on where the Germans were at, okay, and then turned around and went down and got on the beach. And that's the first time he's ever said. He said, I've never said anything to you before. He said, but now I've just realized something after I've been where all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I thank you very much for your service.
Yeah.
He said, because it never got in my mind what you go through. Yeah. He said, because now that I've actually stood on D-Day where our men landed.
Yeah. I've stood there.
I can't even imagine. People, look, that was one of the things that the whole time I was in Germany, and I got chill bumps all over me, the whole time I was in Germany, all of my friends were telling me, all of my comrades, oh, you need to go behind the Iron Curtain. And I just say no, and it never comprehended. I never did put it together why I always said no. So I go to Oklahoma. I was asked to speak to a prisoner by a buddy of mine up there, okay? So this, and here's the weirdest thing about it. It's the 4th of July weekend. So we go in the sheriff's office, okay, in the jail, okay, and I'm looking at all these people they've got incarcerated. So we preached the gospel to this guy, and he just blew us off, okay, but he got in my face when I was talking to him. And he said, you got plenty of money. You should be hiring me a lawyer and get me out of here. I'm innocent. You know? And I said, I saw that same movie. Yeah. I said, hey, you're in denial. Okay, so I talked to this guy, and that's when I realized why I always told them I don't need to go to the Iron Curtain. Okay, because I don't want to go anywhere that someone else has got the key to the gate to lock me in. Because I appreciate my freedom too much. Mm-hmm. That's why I never went, because this hit me, you know, when we're talking about this, when Phil had told me, appreciate your service, and it, you know, it took 20 years for me to realize, okay, what all you did do, okay. Yeah, so, you know, my hat's off to all of those that have wore our nation's uniform.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, making a video for Memorial Day and all this, you know, you are my heroes, okay? And I actually served, okay? But I didn't serve to the point that most of our guys, like the Navy SEALs, Green Beret, all them guys do, okay? God blessed me very much to keep me out of that, I guess.
Well, I don't think you were physically qualified for that.
Well, I may not have been mentally qualified for it. Okay.
That's awesome. Well, let's take another break. We'll be back. Hey, Si.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about what you're going to get your grandkids for Christmas?
No.
Why not?
I'll leave it up to the woman.
Oh, I got you. Well, look, I got an idea that you can throw at Christine. What if you get them some silver coins?
Well, hey, that'll work.
How about that? Because we all know the economy's jacked up right now, so you're going to need something to protect your assets.
Yeah.
The price of gas and groceries is skyrocketing. Product shortages and delays are everywhere, and inflation is getting out of control. You know what a lot of people are doing these days? They are investing in gold and silver as a way to protect their savings against the dollar's loss of value and purchasing power. We've got our friends over at SD Bullion who are passionate about helping people see the benefits of investing in gold and silver. These guys are Christian-owned and on a mission to help you protect your hard-earned money from soaring inflation. If you have IRA funds you'd like to safeguard against potential economic collapse, SD Bullion can help with that too. They offer some of the lowest prices on gold and silver. They've assisted over 200,000 customers with more than $2 billion in transactions. And SD Bullion has earned an A-plus Better Business rating since 2012. In an industry full of snake oil salesmen, it's honestly refreshing to work with a company built on faith-based values with low, transparent pricing. Visit sdbullion.com/duck to sign up to win a monster box of U.S. Mint Silver Eagle coins. That's 500 coins, roughly $15,000 in value. All you have to do is go to sdbullion.com/duck to sign up. For being a Duck Call Room listener, you'll also get a gold and silver guide for beginners and an exclusive discount. So go to sdbullion.com/duck. Sign up to win one last time. That's sdbullion.com/duck.
Could you imagine Si going through buds?
Nope.
No, I'm still stunned.
Oh, I did.
I'm still stunned. He had classified.
Oh, I
clearance.
did. During the night that they have machine guns set about 3 foot high,
Oh yeah.
and they're firing, and you're crawling through barbed wire and all this junk,
I
and
couldn't.
stuff are blowing up
Every
all around.
third round's a tracer.
yeah, yeah.
Yikes.
And I'm seeing guys that's got their butts up in the air, and the drill
I just
sergeant
can't
said,
even.
"If you don't get it down, you finna get shot off."
I can't
Cause
comprehend.
hey, that machine gun was live rounds, boys. Yeah.
Well, when I did it, it was blanks.
Hey,
It
no,
was blanks for you, but they shot live rounds.
they shot live rounds over me. Son.
So when I was 19,
hey, there was stuff blowing up, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
had pits, okay, with sandbags, and one idiot crawled over the sandbags and got in the pit that was blowing up.
Whoa.
Oh no!
Well, it was dark.
Oh no! Yeah, yeah. This is at night. You know, the drill sergeant run over and jumped on him and yanked him out of there. You idiot! You think it blown up, dummy?
You big dummy.
yeah, I'll just say, I said that I'd made it to the beach at Normandy, and I was 19 when I was there, and that's the first time it really hit me as an adult, like what some people had done for me as an American for my freedom. And you watch a movie, you see and you think about it, that beach that's not Gulf Shores, Alabama. And at 19, I was sitting there, I was like, how could you get, it's a pasture. It's not it's huge. And you could see the where they were shooting them from, what's that called? The
Gun emplacement.
Yeah. And I was just like,
on the cliff.
I felt sick to my stomach because, I mean, all the dudes that did that for me were 19, 18, 20 years old. And
kept going.
And it never comprehended, in my
unbelievable.
head till I was there. And I said, oh, shoot.
Well, that's what I thought, Saving Private Ryan did such a good job at capturing, was that point of it. I mean, you're looking at him, you're like, wait, now do what?
How did they do it?
Y'all ran, I mean, you learned about it in history class and all that.
Yeah, but it
The
ain't.
textbooks didn't make it real until that movie come out, and then you're like, wait, they did that, huh?
It doesn't
No,
make
no,
any
no.
sense.
How in the world were you not headed the other way?
I just swam the other direction. Just
being
like,
honest with me, I was in the military, and I never was really put to the test. I may have been marked a coward. I'm just being honest. Okay, because look, when I watch it, like you talking about, when I watch Private Ryan,
yeah.
okay, I'm just saying when they dropped the ramp on them beach machines,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
and and the enemy starts
And they go
off in the-
forward.
Yeah,
Ain't none of them going backwards. They all
no.
going forward.
that's what.
greatest generation.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's why. Okay,
Um,
I'm serious.
Nowadays, 122 shot and everybody runs.
There's a balloon
The
pops
other
and
direction.
everybody runs.
Yeah.
Now my papa
Unbelievable.
turned 18 during World War II and ended up he never told me any stories. There was some stuff in his house like a Nazi knife and things, and I was I would ask questions and he would avoid it just completely. But he did write some stuff and I got to read that later in life. But he never told the stories of what happened. But I couldn't imagine being 18 on a farm in Rocky Branch and then a year later dropping bombs in Germany from a B-26.
That's the same way my grandfather was, but he never talked about it. But I say this, when he come back from over there, he became a preacher. For what that's worth.
So did
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever he saw over there, he said, no, boys, that ain't it. Like, there's got to be a way out of here.
Well,
'cause,
George Franklin, when Phil was trying to preach the gospel to him, he said, I already know Jesus. He said, I was a bottom gunner on the B-27 bomber. And all it is a plastic bubble under the ship with machine guns on it. He said, oh, I know about Jesus. Trust me. Okay. Yeah. But I
you don't get out in that thing without some kind of faith, do you?
Oh, no. See, that I just, my goodness. Yeah. That's why on Memorial Day, I can't watch television. They rerun all the wars, and stuff. And I know it's filmed, okay, but no, because stuff like that really happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and that's why when you said the generation, greatest generation, you got to think about it. Okay, Hitler's on the move and he's destroying everybody and killing everybody, and we finally get involved in it. And when we did, and like you said, all the people then were farmers.
Mm-hmm.
They all went to the draft board or the draft, wherever office it was, and volunteered. Then they got on anything that would float
And gone.
and cross the ocean
No
to
questions asked.
die for people they've never known,
Yeah.
That's it.
to give them freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and then like Stone said, when somebody gets to run their mouth on one that's served, you're living dangerous, dude.
But that's why you always.
Because if they run up on you, okay,
That's just
they'll kill you, and I wouldn't blame them.
But then you have news like you had last week with Black Rifle Coffee Company, which nobody's familiar with them. I'm familiar with them because they're all veterans, veteran-owned coffee company. Went public last week, right smack in the face of cancel culture and everything else, and got paid. And I'm talking about got paid, and good for them. Because it's fun to see when veterans win.
That's right.
Because so much
Amen.
in this world,
Oh, no.
they don't win. It's a lose-lose proposition
Yeah.
a lot of times for a veteran,
I'd say-
especially these days. So
Yeah.
when you see a group of them that give back to their own veterans, go out there and win and get paid, I own Black Rifle Coffee Company stock.
Thank you.
And you know what? I don't drink coffee. But when I saw the news, I said, absolutely.
That's
Support it 100%. Let's
That's
roll.
right. Buy veteran owned
Yeah.
as much as you can.
Just like the hat you wearing. Our friends over at Nine Line that we
Yep.
did that little deal with. Great veteran company
Yep.
that walks the walk, talks the talk, all those good things for giving back. And we do a lot ourselves. As far as hosting hunts, Stone's done a few of them, but we've done them before. Hosting hunts for veterans were a cool thing to do. I remember my first year here, we hosted a bunch of veterans for a hunt with our friends at Benelli. So, and we give back every year to the Freedom Hunters organization that Benelli helps sponsor and all that kind of stuff. So, we like to take care of those that take care of us. I just wish there were more people that would think that way.
Well, yeah, and when they're in the Army, they're very fairly compensated. That's just a joke.
Yeah.
No, we've not been over that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they deserve way more, and so when they get out, it is awesome to see them succeed.
See them win. Yeah. That's, and we've hung out with some of the toughest of the tough.
I was in a room one time. I said, "I'm good, boys. I'm the bottom of the totem pole, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it for a long time."
You were in the safest place on earth.
in America, on
I'll
Earth.
take my chances right here.
Yeah, with them boys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good
No,
stuff.
that's for sure, man. That's cool though, and those,
Yeah. So I'm reading my papa. He wrote this big thing up, and I never even got this till after he had passed, so I never got to ask him about it. But when he got into the Army, he was making $12 a month.
Never see
Wait.
another poor day.
What year was that?
1944.
Wow.
And he was fired up because he had got a raise, and so he went to Germany on that.
Sign me up, boy.
$12 a month.
That's unbelievable.
So just to think of that generation and our current generation, those guys, it takes a special person.
That's insane. That's insane. $12 a month.
A month. You can't even go to the truck stop and get out of there for less than $12.
I bought a $15 bag of beef jerky yesterday.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
With
Like,
gas prices, you can't even get to my house for $12
What
at
are
this
you talking
point.
about?
Mm.
I'm just saying, it wasn't too long ago. It was $1.15 a gallon.
Oh boy, we're
All
gonna
right.
start cheering for Brandon in the comments again.
Here we go. Hey, look. Well, let's go find Brandon. Maybe he's in the comments. We'll be back right after this.
We started on them gas prices, boys.
Johnny D, who's y'all's HR person over at the Honey Hole Tackle Shop?
You're looking straight at him. I'm HR. I'm Shiner Man. I'm everything. I am tired.
Well, then odds are they are paying you too much. And our friends over at Bambee can help them save some money. I'm going to have to talk to Big Dave and Janice about getting on that Bambee bag. Look, when running a business, HR issues can kill you. Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage requirements, labor regulations, all things that you don't want to deal with. Look, and HR manager salaries aren't cheap. They're an average of $70,000 a year. You did get a raise if you HR over there. I'm here to tell you. Bambee, spelled B-A-M-B-E-E, was created specifically with a small business in mind. You can get a dedicated HR manager, craft HR policy, and maintain your compliance all for just $99 a month. Just $99 a month. With Bambee, you can change HR from your biggest liability to your biggest strength. Your dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email, or real-time chat. From onboarding terminations, they customize your policies to fit your business and help you manage your employees day to day, all for just $99 a month. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. You didn't start your business because you wanted to spend time on HR compliance. Let Bambee help and get your free HR audit today. Go to Bambee.com/duck right now to schedule your free HR audit. That's Bambee.com/duck, spelled BAM to the BEE.com/duck.
Duck.
There it is.
Oh, I remember what it was now about Faith of Our Father.
Well, go
You
ahead.
was talking about how young when he was 18, your grandfather. Well, I talked about that on Faith of Our Fathers when they was interviewing me.
Yep.
And I said, I'm not being detrimental when I say this, but most of the people that went to Vietnam were kids.
Yeah.
Okay, 18, 19. Yeah, we had company commanders, 21 years old, that was sending people out to die.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you like to be in that guy's shoes?
Well, how would you like to know today a bunch of the 18-year-olds that's coming out of this country now was headed over? I'd be like, boy, we in trouble.
There's good ones out there.
There's a few of them.
Oh, yeah. I've run into a few.
There's a few of them.
But the percentage is much lower
Absolutely.
than it used to be.
But it goes back to what we was talking about, that entitlement mess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. There was a young group of hellions in the honey hole on Saturday. I thought.
Well, I was just excited
Tearing
because
stuff
I ain't even signed in on this because if I do, I'll get mad.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
So,
aggravating.
hey, I'm actually.
We don't want to see you get mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I
'Cause,
kind of do.
No, the
I've
good,
seen you mad
the good
a couple
book-
times.
the Bible says, hey, if he won't work, don't feed him.
There you go.
That'll preach.
If he don't
Hey,
work,
That'll
he
preach.
don't eat.
that's all I got to
it.
say about the matter.
Pilgrims did it too.
Oh, Lord, have
If
mercy.
you don't work, you starve.
That's right. Hey,
Oh, can I say just that's a side note. That is one of my favorite quotes from Duck Dynasty ever.
What's that?
When Phil said, "All these kids these days, we'll just live on love. We love each. We'll live on love." Nope, you'll starve.
nope, you're gonna die because you're gonna starve.
And that is all. When people ask me, it's like one of my favorite Duck Dynasty moments. Nope,
Now-
you'll starve.
Well, this is veteran today, so I'll tell you mine. You kids ever heard of Nom? When it cuts to Si's face, have you kids ever heard of Nom?
No, I got.
And then it cuts back to them kids, and they're like,
No. Jace watched that. Him and Willie, and he said, "I can't believe you talk like that in front of them kids." And I laughed and I said, "Jason, I had a green screen behind me." I said, "The kids were not sitting there."
You tell this story every time, and that is just not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
My cousin was in the room. Her name's
uh-oh.
I ain't gonna say no more.
Aslan. That was weird.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because it was Bella's class, right?
It was
Bella and
Bella's
Aslan.
class,
Oh, yeah.
and they
Yeah.
all talk about it to this day.
Yeah.
He said,
Bengal tiger ripped one's arm off.
No, he didn't. He grabbed him right here.
Yeah, whatever it was. Now he's got it. Now he's got a gunshot wound and a bite
Hey,
mark
yeah,
or something.
He was shot through the right here. High. Didn't get the lung, just through the shoulder.
High shoulder.
High shoulder shot.
Okay. They'd leaned him. The medic had bandaged him up. Gave him some morphine for pain and all that. And leaned him against a tree. They hear him holler and look around, and there's a Bengal tiger that's got him on the bad shoulder, dragging him off.
Well, he didn't want to get the good shoulder.
Is that true?
That's true. I'm serious. Y'all didn't even let me finish it because Jay said, I can't believe you talk like that in front of the kid.
Oh,
That's
man.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it.
They brought the kids in later, and then the director would say, hey, I want you to give me your most shocked look.
Yeah.
And they'd do it, and they'd film it.
Isn't reality TV grand, folks?
It's
So
wonderful.
I guess I was just ripping down all the walls now.
Hey,
What else
hey.
you got? What else you want to expose?
So I said, that was fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of it.
It's all TV, boys.
I didn't mean to get it to there, but I still, when we watched that premiere of that thing,
You
that-
kids
that-
ever heard of non?
it was just a tight on size face. You kids ever heard of non?
We're gonna watch it in the break.
I about TT'd my pants. I'm here to tell you. That was always my favorite part, though, was watching the stuff you weren't a part of.
AKA Si.
Yeah.
I didn't ever
like-
see it, but I just heard about it. When
So I
Phil-
watched like 3 episodes. When we had those premiere parties, he would come over because it's a free meal.
Yeah, I
And-
just come for the meal.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it.
No.
I'm serious.
I sat
No,
with you most of them. I'm
Hey,
aware.
look, the best part was when Phil cleaned the wood duck.
Oh, yeah. Had it over that Bunsen burner.
That was the same episode.
Yeah, same
Or was
episode.
that
I know.
was that
But
on a
hey,
green
I just
screen?
got so tickled at it. Well, that was live. They filmed that as was, okay?
You heard that squishing of the guts coming out? That was fantastic.
Acorns.
Acorns. See that?
I will say he could probably give a better biology lesson.
Hey, it'd have been a better one if we'd just killed him full of peanuts. And Phil could pull the peanut out of one of his mouth and eat it.
Oh, gross.
Seen
Because
that.
he did that before sitting on the bank.
Yeah.
He said, look here, boy. He squeezed it out of his mouth and then broke it open and ate it. He said, pretty good. There's blood all over it and everything else.
See, there was
It
the
was hilarious.
greatest generation, and then there was whatever's wrong with whatever you and Phil are, because that's the grossest thing I've ever
Then there's
heard.
the hungriest generation.
Yeah. I ain't ate a drop of food today. You
Hey.
couldn't pay me to eat that peanut.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Me and Phil have got you talking about a stout immune system, son. We've got it.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
true.
Because we run barefooted all our lives.
Could you walk 10 foot barefooted now?
No. Look, I'm serious. Hey, look here. You could get a mason jar, throw it down on the concrete and shatter it. Our feet were so tough when we was kids, I could just walk over it. Wouldn't cut me.
And now you step on a
Hey,
pebble.
look, hey, if I step on anything, there's, yeah, I'll leave.
He's gotten soft in his old
That's
age,
right.
ladies and
Hey.
And if he
gentlemen.
raises the lid on the ice chest, his rib will pop.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that was the craziest thing. I broke 2 ribs putting a crappie in a cooler.
Hey, same thing happened to Bill Jordan, too, when he's reaching over to crank his truck to roll his windows up and do
Yeah.
it from the passenger side, leaned over the console like that.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No, you move wrong, you can injure yourself badly.
Especially when you get to y'all's age.
Here's the stupid thing about all this,
Can't wait.
about that rib breaking.
Let's hear it.
I suffered for 3 days with someone sticking a knife in me every time I moved. My wife kept saying, "Go to the doctor, go to the doctor."
I ain't doing it.
No, I ain't doing it. I don't like doctors. Well, I didn't know they had a shot that would just get rid of the pain. Hey,
so
I
I
went to the
said-
doctor and finally, and I just couldn't stand the pain. I went to the doctor. Nurse said, "Drop your jaw and bend over." Pow. Popped me in the butt with a shot, and I went, "Oh my good, thank you."
Well, you went for about 10 years there with no doctor's visit because you had to lie. And the last time I went, they cracked my chest open.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
that's
he
why-
wouldn't even go for a cold. Like he wouldn't go get a shot for
No.
like a steroid shot just to get rid of a cold. or
Well,
something.
hey, I wasn't, I ain't into drugs, but hey,
I don't
Anymore.
do drugs.
I don't
Anymore.
use drugs. But hey, look, if I'm in pain, go ahead and drug me.
We all reached that stage
Oh.
at some point.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
If ibuprofen won't touch
Yo.
it, give me something else.
Oh no.
Let's
'Cause
roll.
I when I walked out and got in the car, I looked at my wife and I said, "Hey, if you ever let me be that stupid again, I'm gonna divorce you."
After 50 years.
After 50 years.
If you ever let me go to the doctor again?
If you ever let me be that dumb and not go to the doctor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And see, you fought Stone when he was trying to take you to the doctor.
I tried the same thing.
Yeah,
Said, we're going to the doctor.
He was going to divorce
I was
you,
in my
Stone.
underwear. I was in my underwear, and Stone just said like this, "Oh man, you got two choices here. You can go as you are, or I'll let you put your clothes on, but
That's
you're
it.
going.
But you going.
Because I'm finna to grab you and throw you over my shoulder."
I
And
said,
he
I'm
would've.
going to throw you in the truck
Yeah, and I
with
looked
or
up
without your drawers on.
I looked at him like that, and I said, yeah, okay, I'll go put my clothes on." Because all he was doing, he said,
True friendship.
Yeah.
That's a true friend.
You
Sometimes
talk
you
about-
gotta.
But I was used to that hard-headedness because I'm married to a Robertson. So there's only one way to handle them.
Stone knows tough love.
Here's
Yeah.
what's
Quit
going to
being
happen.
lazy.
Here's what's going to happen, okay? If you don't, I'm going to pick you up and throw you in the truck.
Well, let's take our last break, and we'll come back and get in that inbox right after this.
Get in that inbox. I'm ready when you are, boss man.
All right, we're back. Hello at duckcallroom.com is the inbox. Johnny D, where we at? What we got?
Sorry, my
Who
microphone
wants to
was
learn
weird.
something?
How do you like your eggs, Si? From Shelly in Lander, Pennsylvania.
Over easy
Over easy.
Okay.
with about 6 pieces of toast and some jelly and 2 or 3 sausages.
There you go.
What kind of... That's breakfast and lunch.
No, that's just a good breakfast, son. Matter of fact, hey, that's what I had at my Tim Alexander's house. A couple of over easy eggs,
I'm
some
super...
bacon, and some sausage. And it was deer sausage.
Uh-oh.
Cousin
Which
Tim.
was
Cousin
excellent.
Tim.
Yeah.
We learned about Cousin Tim before
right, boys.
before we started. I didn't know there was a Cousin Tim. And then here's a one that we can probably end on this one. Lizzie Ann from Seattle.
Uh-oh. They're sleepless in Seattle. That's
that
what
the
I know about Seattle.
I
They're
don't know
sleepless.
nothing about Seattle. Martin, you mentioned back in your heathen days.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
They're bringing up Martin's
Guilty.
heathen days.
Guilty.
Hey,
He's got one word to
Johnny,
say.
hold on a
Guilty.
second. Phil is calling in.
Uh-oh.
Phil Robertson?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I won't say.
Well, hey, we'll
I
pose
gotta-
this question for him.
What?
then.
Yeah.
Phil, back in your heathen days.
Oh, his well documented what he would say.
I missed his call now, and I'm calling him back.
I'm son back online,
The pump is back on?
back on wide open. I mean, one little part there, $500, but I mean, that old Jersey Joe was the one that diagnosed it. Said this is the part you need. But he looked on his computer, pushed a few buttons. He said this part right here, you need this right here. And I said, are you serious? I said, can you get a hold of John Deere and tell him that? He brought the John Deere man with him, the technician, but Jersey Joe was correct. That's the part he needed.
Yeah.
The little valve in there, that gives you fuel pressure. But that old guy said, boy, that saved a lot of time since you told me what the problem was. That Jersey Joe, that sucker's got a head on his shoulders.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Jersey
Well,
Joe, boys.
So Phil, by the way, you're live on the podcast over here, what Al calls the Kitty Podcast.
Tell the whole bunch we got water going into the hole. I saved them by the skin of my teeth, but I needed a computer buff, and I've never turned on a computer. That's the problem.
Hey, Phil, we're about out of money for diesel.
I'm telling you, the bills keep adding up. Old Willie and Jace, they're all ready to go, but I never get a check from them suckers.
Don't worry, I get your invoice. It's fine.
All right, keep
He
it going,
laughing
boys.
'cause
We
he
got
knows
water
it.
going in the hole.
Is any ducks down there?
No.
There you go.
Any ducks down there?
No.
In case you're wondering how real is Phil Robertson, Jersey
him.
Joe had a computer and
That's
just
right.
fixed
Yeah.
all the problems.
And that boy's
it.
got a head on his shoulders, boys.
Yeah.
That sucker's slick now. I'm
Now,
telling
Seriously,
you.
you gotta have them.
that was
Jersey
amazing.
Joe.
I don't
Jersey
even know
Joe.
where to go from there, but anyway, Lizzie Ann, not Jersey Joe from Seattle, was mentioned Martin's heathen days,
Preach. Guilty.
and
Did
Phil McMillian's talked about his a little before his heathen days, and Godwin. Is it too serious to ask? I don't know why she singled us out. JD, Jay, and Justin.
Wait, well, I already talked.
What? No, that's not what it is.
Oh.
About the adult decision to follow Jesus. With like why and when, I guess.
Now. Right now.
Yeah.
Why?
No, you did it long before.
Why? Well, she's asking. Oh, is she
I guess she's
asking why
asking-
and when
Yeah.
I did it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like
yeah.
like so
Oh.
you moved along in life.
Oh, I thought she was like trying to figure out, should I do it now? Yes.
No. She's asking about like you said
When-
back in your heathen
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
What
When did you turn to it?
what was the
I'll do the short story of that.
Yeah, just
I
the
was
quick
working.
version.
I was working here, Duck Commander.
yeah.
I come in here every day. Well, I wasn't working here. We weren't in here. We were in the metal building down at Phil and K's. I was working with Si when he was awake. Godwin, who was always in a panic,
Yeah.
and Jace, who never panicked about anything.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at them. But every day I showed up, they're smiling, they're laughing. Now Jace got a little negative in him even back in, but he was still smiling and overall jovial.
Yeah.
Overall
Okay,
jovial.
okay,
Yeah.
Right.
But I look. But every day I come in. Some days I'd come in, my head hurt a little bit. So context clues. Use it for what you
That's right.
will.
Hey, from the night before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But or I just come in kind of mad, like I don't know why, just not happy, whatever. But I'm looking at these guys and I never saw that out of them.
And you
So
were
I-
a church kid.
Yeah, I was. I was born and
100%.
raised in church. But I started with my biologist background trying to figure out what the difference was between me and them. So I started checking off things about our life. Well, we spent basically 24/7 together because, that place down there when we worked at the river was like Hotel California. You didn't leave there till everything was done because you knew it was an hour back, like if something was wrong. So we worked together. We was all making about the same money. Working the same hours. We hunted for a living, in theory. We did all this, but the only difference I finally come down, I said, well, them three have accepted Jesus, and I haven't. Could that be it? So finally, I asked Jace Robertson, I said, hey, I need to learn more. And Jace said, well, I was wondering when you was going to ask.
That's a real Jace answer.
I said, you punk, you was going to let me sit over here? And he said, you was one of them smart ones. If I tried to preach it to you, you wasn't going to hear it.
Yeah.
He said, am I right? I said, yeah, you're probably right. I said, but now, I said, here, I'm ready to learn. So there we went into it. And, next thing I know, probably about 6, 7, 8 months later, I was baptized. So, yeah, no, it was a godsend from the good Lord to be working at Duck Commander is what got me into that.
What was that lady's name?
Lizzie Ann.
Lizzie. Great question. Okay, because you just heard some great stuff right there.
Really?
Mother's Day 2011 is when
Yeah.
it was.
Really?
Was when I got baptized. Yeah. Mother's
And
Day
then,
2011.
all of a sudden there was a little peace of mind.
Oh,
No.
I tell everybody I go. That night was the best night's sleep I ever got in my life. Because I did not care if I woke up. For the first time in my life, I wasn't worried about waking up. Because where I go is better than where I'm going to wake up.
Yeah.
Folks, what that should tell y'all is, okay, he was watching, okay, and it doesn't make any difference who it was but he's questioning himself, okay, what's the difference between us four here? They're always laughing and having a good time, and here I am. I should be the same way, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So what's the problem here?
What's the difference? I
Yeah.
just started checking
Yeah.
boxes.
No,
I started making
That's
a
a
list.
cool way I like the way you explained that.
Well, thank you. You're one of the ones that got me there,
No,
son.
I'm
You didn't
serious.
even know you did.
Well, the point of this whole thing that I'm trying to make is, hey, one person can make a difference.
Amen.
And just their actions.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't have to beat me
Hey,
over the head with a Bible to
that's
do it
it.
either.
Yeah. And Jason was right.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't force people to turn to Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be their choice.
100%.
Okay. But you can influence them. That's what I was talking about here. Here's the important part of this. One person can influence you to change your whole lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, before I started here, I was a dead man walking. So
Yeah, which is
tell you that
fantastic.
right now.
Which is fantastic when you get right down to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So hey, you don't realize how important you are.
That's it.
That's the point.
Somebody's watching.
Somebody's
always.
watching. That's it.
Be aware.
Somebody's,
So hey, shine your light.
somebody's listening to you bang on the table singing Golden Earring at the top of your lungs every day.
Hey,
On
you gotta
LA
be-
105.3.
You got to be careful when you're singing, boys. They're always watching.
Amen to that. Well, Stone, we might have to get to ours at a later podcast. Are we out of time,
Yeah.
Martin? You're in charge here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We
I don't know.
run it.
There's not a quick way to answer that. See,
Yeah,
I thought
it's
I
a-
was answering that quick, and it ended up taking 4 minutes.
Yeah. So hey,
But
You
it
know?
was a.
you want to hear me?
It was a very important 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
come
done.
back next week, and you might hear about the judgmental kid who grew up in the church his whole life, and then finally came to an epiphany at about the age 26.
Here we go.
There you go.
But I do have a verse for us on Veterans Day.
Lay it on us.
Straight from the mouth of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is old carpenter who knew a few things. John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. To all our veterans, even if you didn't lay your life down, you risked it, and we thank you for it. We get to sit in here and be goofballs and have fun because of what you did and the sacrifices you've made. So we thank you.
Amen.
Good choice. And with that, boys, we're out of here.
Whack, whack.
And especially you, old vet.